Sorry about that, you guys. Rick Baker, Recorder's Office.
All right, I was a little bit worried when Mark got up to do his presentation because I realized no one was assigned to jab him in the side and tell him when his time was up. So I thought this could go on for a long time. But no, he's done a good job keeping us on track, and we know that you all have to get back to work and have other things to do. I'm Rick Baker. I'm with the Salt Lake County Recorder's Office, and we do the parcel map. It was good to be here and see what the other county departments do with GIS. We have pretty much tunnel vision on the things that we do in the Recorder's Office as far as the Parcel Layer, and I think there's probably a few of you out there that use it. I don't know, how many of you use the county Parcel Layer? Okay, all right. How many of you have to use it because your boss tells you you better use that thing? I know that there's places where accuracy, sometimes where you overlay that on top of aerial photos, you're thinking, how come, what's going on here with that? And I'll talk just a little bit about that too. The Recorder's Office, we have, let me just draw it up here. We'll see the Parcel Layer drawing. We have, as Jerem showed earlier from the Assessor's Office presentation, we have about 350,000 parcels in Salt Lake County. We have 400,000 plus polygons. And so where we get the 350,000 parcels is when we dissolve all of the different lots that have the same parcel number, which would be the taxing entity, the piece that we tax. So there's sometimes lots that are combined with the same parcel number. And so with these 400,000 polygons, 350,000 taxing parcels, we also have, which I'm not showing on here, we have one of our biggest by far feature class is the Annotation feature class, which shows all of the dimensions for each one of those parcels, the footages, and also other information on lot numbers. There's just a lot of things that we put on the map. Most of you have seen the work with the recorder tax plats. You've probably seen some of those. Let me just show you a little snapshot of this. Now that's what it looks like kind of when we're done. All of those annotations comprise a huge amount of resources, and probably the majority of the time that we spend putting in and updating the parcel map is annotating. And we know that there's other technologies. There's the auto labeling and features like that in ArcInfo that help improve some of that, but it doesn't really work too well for us at this point. We're hoping to take more advantage of that in the future to speed up what we're doing. So the Recorder's Office, what we do is we get deeds in that get recorded, and which either split or merge parcels, and so we have to go in and update the map, and that's what we do. We have 13 map technicians that are working on this constantly, day by day, updating, splitting, merging parcels, changing ownership, and then we go ahead and pass that along to the other county departments. We pass that on to the Assessor's Office. Jerem, the eye in the sky over there, that he's kind of watching to see what improvements are taking place on a piece of property. So he can tell when we add new parcels where these are, and they can go take a look at them, assess them, and decide how much the taxes will be due on that. And then that will be passed along to the county treasurer, who sends out the tax notice and the bill on that. And so the whole purpose of that is to be able to do the taxation on the properties. Hopefully a lot of you are able to use this for some interesting analysis. If I had some time left over, I don't know, we'll see if Mark comes after me here in a minute, but it'd be really nice to see some more of Jaron's online application, what he's able to do with the Parcel Layer. So that's really exciting. We don't have a lot of time to do some of those apps in our office. We're basically focused on updating this layer. But to see that put to good use is really satisfying for us to know that hard work is being well used. Well, the other nice thing is the technology that's come along in recent years. For those of you who have been in the GIS field for a while and used ArcInfo Workstation, I recall having to use this back in the mid-90s when an area that we're looking at right now, this is maybe a square mile. I don't have my section coverage turned on to know exactly, but I remember we would have to break the whole county up into 1 mile square sections that coincide with the public land survey system sections. And we would always tell the editors, do not try and draw the whole section at once, because you'll be here for 15 minutes waiting for that thing to draw. So make sure you zoom into just part of it and then pan around. And so we stored the whole county in 800 separate coverages. And we would have to have a bunch of fancy AMLs that would bring these together so that when you zoomed into a particular area, you could show these sections around it. And we'd have our editors that only check out one coverage at a time, that 1 square mile piece, edit it, put it back in. So we did that for a long time, just sort of an AML-driven coverage model. And then Arc Librarian came along, and we thought, wow, this is it. This is the thing that's going to bring this all together. And then that didn't work, and then Arc Storm came along. And we thought, oh, the Arc Storage Manager, this is going to be awesome. And we tried that. We put a lot of effort into that. Some of you were able to get that to work, I know. But for the parcels, it just did not work. And we had this pipe dream of some technology that would allow us to store all of the parcels in one layer and let all of our editors go in and edit that. And then finally along came the multi-user versioned enterprise geodatabase, and it was the answer to what we needed. And it's been a great technology for us to be able to have. We basically have 2 main versions, a default version, and then there's what we call a pre-work version. And then from that we have a version for all 13, 14 of our editors. And so we're simultaneously all editing the parcel layer, we update it, check it back in, and it's a great technology. It's worked out well for data sets of this size when you have a lot of people in editing it. So we love the multi-user versioned enterprise geodatabase technology. Some of the things that we're doing, I know the accurate. 2 minutes. To show you real quick, for those of you who use the parcel layer, kind of where we're going with this. We have, this is another long story in and of itself, but the history of improving the accuracy of the parcel layer, COGOD versus non-COGOD. It started off as a digitized layer from paper maps, and then we build back through systematically and use coordinate geometry to get it very accurate. So this green area shows over the past 10 to 12 years what we have COGOD. The accurate areas over here in this no man's land. I think that's where Kevin Sado, isn't that where you get to work? Yeah, sorry. we're getting there. We're slowly getting on there. We were talking about that at the UJIC, how he has to kind of shift things around. And so we are systematically going through, COGOing all of these. We're 87% done. This is the main corridor of the county where most of the real estate transactions are taking place. The mountains, whoops, we're not quite so worried about up in the mountain areas. There's a lot of mining claims out here up the canyons and out in the west that we're not quite as concerned about. So, and also in an effort to try and get away from hand-drawn maps, we still have to produce hand-drawn maps in this no man's land that I'm calling it right now. But because we have to produce a final product which is the property tax map, which is this map that we sell at the county recorder's office. So this comes off of our GIS in areas where we don't have the COGO done. We will not have all of these annotations. I think that maybe wants me to keep going. Is that what that was, Mark? Keep going? I got a couple.
I got all day.
Okay. So we can go ahead. We're going to go ahead and try and add the annotations even on the digitized versions, the digitized areas of the county map, and do away with all of our hand drawing efforts for a couple of reasons. One of our last remaining people in our office that knows how to do the hand drawing is retiring here in a couple of weeks. And so we need to get this all in a format so that we can produce them all off the GIS. And then we will systematically go back through and finish the co-going, the actual fixing the lines and assigning the line types to it. But anyway, we're always open for suggestions. Of course, some of you find problems in the parcel layer and you let us know and we hop in there and try to fix it. Eventually we want to improve the distribution of the parcel layer. We've made some progress over the years getting it out to the cities. Let me know if there's things we can do better there. We want to start adding a temporal element into our parcel layer too, so we can go back at any point in time and see where it was and make that available to everybody. And do some online applications where you can just put your feedback right on a parcel when you find it and get it right back to us via a web application. So anyway, thank you.